Hey tribe, Dawna here from Transformational Healing. And today I wanted to do a spiritual check in with everyone and see how everyone is doing. I have been actually doing very well. I've been at Brushwood Folklore Center for all of July until the last few days. And then I've been here at Star and Splendor, uh, running the shop and seeing clients and things like that. So, but I want to know where all of you guys are. So, whether you check in now on the live or if you do watch the replay, let me know how you're doing. Let me know what types of things are going on for you and where you're at and what you need help with. I'm trying to come up with all kinds of videos for the month of August and for September. So, having those ideas and knowing where you're at would be really helpful for that. So, while we're at Brushwood, I did quite a few herb walks, and we had classes during Sankofa. We talked about mindfulness and starting off your day with a positive thoughts. So, knowing that whatever it is that you are paying attention to, what is in the forefront of your mind is what you will notice or what you'll see throughout the day. So, if you're starting your day off and you're mindful and you're starting your day off with a positive thoughts, then you're going to see those things that you are grateful for throughout the day. And if all you're thinking about is negative stuff and everything that's going wrong in your life when you wake up in the morning, then you will continue to see all of those negative things throughout your day. So, why would you want to start off with all of those negative ideas in your head when you could change your perspective, change your mindset, and start off with all of the positive things instead? Hi there, Sadia. How are you guys doing today? Sadia is actually out at Brushwood. So there's still people that are out there, and we'll be heading back real soon. Um, And then we did herb walks every day during Sirius Rising, which is an Earth spirituality festival that I typically do sweat lodges at. But this year we were still not doing sweat lodges to make sure that we keep our community safe. So instead, I offered a morning herb walk in the direction of the element for the day. Typically, they do things with Monday starting with air and then moving through fire, water, earth, and Friday being spirit and the ancestors, and then have a very large bonfire on Saturday. So we were going with an astrological theme this year and working through and flowing all kinds of different classes and things together. So I thought, why not do an herb walk in the elemental direction and where the shrines are on the Brushwood property? So for air, we went around the big pond, and for fire, we were around the roundhouse for the fire circle. For water, we were at the little pond, and for earth, we were all in the north field. And then for spirit, for the ancestors, we walked from the spirit shrine to the ancestor mound and left an offering for the ancestors that I had promised them when they gave me the idea for the classes. And then on the way back, we gathered an offering from the ancestors to the community for the evening fire. Now, those weed walks and the herbs that we collected during them were put into a spiritual intentional bundle, which was put into each night's bonfire for the community to release those energies for all of us. So, everyone really loved it. The attendance got pretty big by the end of the week. It was great. I know that lots of people are wanting me to do herb walks again at Brushwood. So, coming up in August, August 19th to the 21st at Brushwood Folklore Center in Sherman, New York. We'll be having a DIY Women's Weekend. Traditionally, Women's Weekend has all sorts of classes and plans and a schedule and everything. And the only things that are going to be scheduled is that we'll have a meet and greet on Friday night, after people do check in and registration and things. And then I think there's a potluck on Saturday in the evening. Other than that, it's a DIY. So everyone's going to be making whatever they want their festival to be. So I thought that I would offer some more herb blocks if people were interested in that, or whatever else people want to do. So we'll see how that goes. But it's going to be a wonderful weekend, and definitely be expecting some wagon rides too if you come with us. I'm sure that we can con Dave into bringing us on some wagon rides along the Blue Trail out in the woods. So, all this talk about Brushwood Folklore Center, I have tons of videos about brushwood and the spiritual and intentional ritual areas that are created at Brushwood. There's one on the Runestead, one on each of the shrines that I just talked about. I even did a walk on the Blue Trail, and lots of my herb videos and herb walk videos have also been done on that property. So definitely check out all of those videos and see if the intentional earth spirituality campground of Brushwood might be something that you're interested in. If you have any questions, definitely check out the website, which is brushwood.com. Other than that, um, I arrived home to a garden that was not very alive. Had, the tomatoes didn't completely die in it, but all the strawberries appear to have gone dormant and turned brown, like it was the very tail end of fall. The chard that I had planted was about this tall when I left, and it's about this tall now, with a whole bunch of dead leaves and then the new leaves that are there. My neighbor said we got absolutely no rain. Like, it might have rained or sprinkled one day the whole entire time that we were gone. So I've been watering the garden like crazy. Did lots of weeding and some more mulching to hope to keep things going in the garden so that maybe we can get a little bit of harvest. I do have probably about 12 tomatoes on little plants that are 2-3 feet tall. Normally by now they're approaching my height, so I'm kind of concerned about that lack of water, but hopefully what little bit of water I can be giving them when I am here will help to keep them alive. So, hi, Rachel. You are never late. You are here and it is perfect and you are on time. So, let me know how you guys are doing. What's up with you? What's going on with you? Um, and what's going on in your lives. So I've been chit chatting about Brushwood and some of the classes that I did and things that I was working on, and about Women's Weekend that's coming up in August. And let's see. I will be here again working at Star and Splendor on at least the 10th and 11th of August, maybe the 13th and 14th. Wednesday night, the 10th, we have our monthly group that meets here for shamanic journeying. And on the 14th is going to be Reiki 2. So if you are local to the Albany area and you're looking for Reiki level 2, then give me a call, send me a message or an email, and let me know, and I can get you that information. The class is probably going to fill up pretty quick with just the students that I already have. I think all of the students added together that have taken Reiki 1 with me within the last 6 months are all going to be taking Reiki level 2, and that would fill the class if they all do. So make sure that you get in on that right away, because the class will fill up. We will run out of room. Rachel says, I love you. We're doing pretty good. We let our healthy routine lapse the past few weeks, but we're working on getting it back on track. And that is just the way that things go. Remember that getting back to balance, which is what the whole entire idea of the channel and what I try to do for all of you guys, is to help you get back to balance. But notice that I don't say it's staying in balance. It's a constant strive, because the only thing that is constantly changing, or when, I messed that up, totally messed that up. The only thing that stays the same is that everything is constantly changing. And so it's a constant strive for balance, and our own personal balance shifts every moment and every day. What feels like balance one day might not feel the same thing that our body needs the next day. So being in balance is more about being mindful and more about being aware of your body, taking care of your body, your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical body. So when you get off your healthy routine of your physical body, I'm wondering what other sorts of mental or emotional or spiritual effects that will have. Because it's the same thing that when we are off mentally or emotionally, we can make ourselves sick, or start to get into other forms of illness, be susceptible to those things. So it's the same type of thing. They're all very, very much interrelated. So I'm curious if other things kind of happened as well, or if you were just in party mode. Because, sometimes we get into party mode and we just want to enjoy what we want to enjoy. And we know that it might hurt us a little bit later. Like, sometimes I really, really enjoy, and I do not have one today, just coffee. I really enjoy the Starbucks double shots, and they have milk in them. Um, and milk makes my normal postnasal drip a lot thicker. And I know I shouldn't have it, but sometimes I want one, and sometimes I want a milkshake or some ice cream too. And I have it because I know what the repercussions will be. And to me, it's worth the little bit of discomfort of having to deal with that. So Rachel says, my schedule hasn't lined up with your lives in what feels like forever. Well, I haven't done lives in what it feels like forever. Um, my intention was to be going live at Brushwood every Sunday, except for the festival days. And I think I managed to do it on the 3rd, but I don't quite remember. So it's been almost a month since I've done lives. And I've been trying to keep up with getting videos and things like that posted for you guys. I do have um, videos coming up on Tuesday, and I think a replay on Thursday. And then I definitely have a new video for the 9th, and we're going to do a replay on the 11th. So I've been doing a little bit less videos, but that's because I'm doing a lot more in-person teaching. So it becomes a little bit harder for me to balance all of that out. Rachel also says, I'm so glad that I was able to be here today. I really needed this moment to help take stock and to move into the new week and the new month on a more stable foot. Well, it's definitely the perfect time for it. And we also just recently had, let's see what day it was. We recently had the new moon as well. I know when the next full moon is, but the new moon should have been this past weekend. And with Lamas, whether you're going to celebrate that tonight or you celebrate it tomorrow, but it is the second harvest. So Lamas and Lunas, or Lunasad, or Lunasad, or Lunasa, there's so many different ways that people say it and write it, is the middle of the 3 harvest festivals on the wheel of the year. And so the technical day for that is typically tomorrow, but a lot of people celebrate it on the eve. So maybe many of you are celebrating it today if you're gathering with people, since tomorrow's a work day. So let's see. Saudia says, shamanic journeying is of interest, wondering what form of recording, the details of your unique workings you use, or whether you keep your walk with the energies in the heart. Typically, when I do shamanic journey stuff now, I might make note of some things that really stand out to me, things that I don't want to forget. But I don't typically write down all of the details of my journeys anymore. Um, and it's pretty easy for me to slide in and out of trance state. So um, I keep track of the things that are important. I keep track of important messages that come through, whether that is through meditation or through dancing around the fire and trance work, or if it's shamanic work and shamanic nature, or things in the sweat lodge that may happen in the sweat lodge. But any of those types of messages that come through, I write down all the important ones, but I don't necessarily write them all down. Now, there's another type of messages that, I'll get dream messages and I just wake up with full on recipes in my head of you need to make this, and I'll make it exactly like I was told to make it. And then it becomes a recipe. So technically, it's written down because it's a product that I create or a product that I offer to all of you. A lot of the new products, especially aromatherapy things and teas, and incenses, the combo things seem to come to me that way. Like I'm thinking that I need to make something for spirit, and I was gifted the spirit incense, exactly what was supposed to be in it while I was sleeping. So, is that my own unconscious getting a message to my consciousness of what needs to go in that recipe while I'm sleeping or while I'm in trance state? Or is it coming from somewhere else? I don't know. And it doesn't really matter to me. I know that the recipes that I get that way really, really work. And that's kind of what I go with. Um, I also get messages for helping people and sending people energy or to check in on someone, that sort of thing. And occasionally just get tapped on the shoulder and you have the gut instinct or you actually hear something, um, to pay attention to something else. So different things like that. Um, so, but typically I do writing. So I also do automatic writing, that sort of thing. But typically I'll write things down. And then a lot of times, short little blurbs of poetry or things like that I write down that are messages that I hear often become memes and captions for all kinds of the things that you guys see posted on social media. So, Rachel says, for me, dairy equals death. Oh, well, that's not good. Not good at all. So, you need to stay away from the dairy. Um, but my awesome husband found a coffee shop that sells vegan ice cream and milkshakes. Oh, I was wondering how you were getting milkshakes and ice cream all the time. So they go for a date every Wednesday to connect with each other as a couple. I think that's awesome. I think that that is something that Todd and I need to start doing. I may be adding that in. Whether we find vegan ice cream or not is a different story. But Sadia agrees that vegan ice cream is delicious. I really liked, um, I think it's called, oh no, like So Yum. They made when I worked at the food co-op back 20 years ago, 25 years ago. They made these awesome little ice cream sandwiches. They were these little tiny yummy ice cream sandwiches, and I used to snack on them all the time at the food co-op. So Rachel says, Sadia, I personally prefer the journal about my journeys immediately after. Well, that's true. If you are going to write stuff down, it's important to do it as soon after as you can. So anytime that I'm having the shamanic journey classes here, part of that is talking and connecting and seeing where people are at when we gather, what they need for their intentions, and where people want to go, if we're all going to go to the same place or if people are going to go to different places during their journeys. And because it's a study group, they all can go to different places. They've all taken my main classes, which I'll be offering again probably starting mid-September here in the Capital District area. Um, I don't like to offer those classes online. You really need to be, for me, I feel it is safer to be with the person when they learn how to do shamanic journeying so that you can follow them when they're going instead of having an online class that I'm offering that people could listen to the drumming work that I do and go off into the abyss and not necessarily be in a safe place because they don't have all the proper teachings. So, um, so Rachel remembers my ice cream sandwiches. I can't remember the name of them though, but they were so cute. They were delicious. I've seen them in the store recently. Maybe I'll get those instead of ice cream. Might help. um, but part of when we come back from the journey, we keep silence or quiet, and everyone writes down everything that they got from the journey and that sort of thing. And I have different types of divination or oracle cards available for people, animal cards for people to pick cards if they need a little bit more clarification on a message that they received, or also to give them something additional to do if other people are writing more. So when they do journey work, a lot of people can get tons and tons of visuals and write and write and write, just like people have very um, prolific dreams that they really have details in the dreams and everything seems really good. And other people don't see things as much, but they may get an essence of where they're moving, or they will hear things, or they will feel things. So even when we do shamanic journey work, just like all of our other types of trance work and divination, it all depends on your sixth sense. Which of the extra sensory things are you more apt to? Are you a person who sees things? Are you clairaudient and you hear things that other people don't see? Are you clairsentient and feel things, or claircognizant and know things? Those are all parts of paying attention, being mindful, and being aware of not just our physical bodies or the physical table, but being aware of the energies that are around us. So, the more aware of energies we are, the more we're able to work on those extra senses. And there's all sorts of things that you can do to help increase the different clairs, the different extra sensories or sixth sense that you can have. So, yes, they were called Tofuti Cuties. Rachel is correct. Um, so, those are definitely the names of those ice creams. And now I'm definitely going to be going to get some so that I can have ice cream because, it's hot. So, otherwise, how are you guys both doing? Are you hanging in there with everything that's going on with the world right now, with prices going up around and uh, people getting a little more anxious, people getting uh, a little more road rage? I noticed a lot of road rage in the lesser cars on the road because of the gas prices, but a little bit of road rage going on. People feeling a little bit more desperate for things and a lot of that. So I'm just kind of paying attention to what people need. Um, Sending compassion, sending love, and gratitude for everything that I have, and sending peace out into the world for what little bit it can do. And basically, as Sadia just said, sometimes it's just moment by moment. So, to me, if I stay in the moment, then I'm not going to get fearful about things, or I'm not going to worry about things. Because remember, as I say a lot on this channel, that when you worry and worry about all of those woulda, coulda, shouldas that you should have done and you didn't do, and the past and things not going the way that you wanted them to, and you're worried about that past and you're focusing on living in the past instead of living in the now, you have a tendency towards depression And when you are worried about the future all the time and worried about, well, what if this and what if that and all these other things, and I don't mean preparing for the future. You can be here in the now, harvesting goods to harvesting things from your garden or putting things away to prepare for the future. I could be doing my social media for all of August, but I'm in the moment, and what I'm doing is preparing social media for August because I'm here and I'm now and I'm planning those things for the future. But I'm not anxious or worried about it and worried about all these things that I have absolutely no control over, because all that does is give us into some form of anxiety. So we have to have that balance of being mindful of where we are, but being aware of our surroundings as well. So, uh, Rachel says, mostly avoiding the world at large, and that's possible too. We stayed in all weekend enjoying Chinese takeout, watching movies, and and surviving the zombie apocalypse. That's awesome. We've been catching up on. We watched the newest Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, and then all the others. That's what we've done over the last couple of nights for our evening TV. We are actually kid free for the first time in quite a long time. Martin is working at Brushwood, and the youngest, Lexi, went to go see her father. So we haven't been kid free in quite a long period of time. But um, that's basically what we're doing too, is just staying in the moment, paying attention to what's going on around us. I do check in on the news just so that I am aware of things that are going on, but I try not to focus on it too much. But I've been doing a lot of putting things away and a lot of harvest stuff. So currently at home, I have onions in the dehydrator, tons and tons of onions. I'll be putting up some tomatoes and canning from other tomatoes that I was given. Not that my garden is yet having any red tomatoes. We'll see how the rest of the month goes to see if I can get any of those. But definitely paying attention to what is around me so that I can put away what is free and what is around me. So, um, Rachel is telling Sadia that she's very glad to hear that her current moments are good ones, and so am I. So, I am looking forward to chit chatting with you guys again really soon. Sadia says, thank you, Rachel. Um, what else is going on? Um, oh, if you're in the email tribe, pay attention to your emails that go out at midnight tonight. I got a surprise for you tomorrow for llamas. If you're not in the email tribe, you should definitely join that. You can find the link by going to Transformational Healing by Dawna.com/tribe. That will get you there. Uh, like I said, I'll be doing appointments and things like that here starting again the 10th of August and then again at the end of the month. If you wanted to check out Reiki 2, that is going to be on Sunday, August 14th, and it includes the training, the class, the certificate, and all of the refreshments and everything. You can find information about that up on the website. And Women's Weekend at Brushwood. We started off the whole live today talking about Sankofa Festival and Sirius Rising at Brushwood Folklore Center. And I let all of you guys know that there is a women's weekend coming up, but it's a DIY women's weekend. Everyone's going to come together, and then people will offer different types of classes or different types of events just to work together. So I'm sure there'll be some herb walks. I heard about a whole bunch of crafting, kind of like a stitch and bitch, or teaching you how to knit or crochet brought up by people. Um, probably some chant circles. There'll be a women's only fire, perhaps a women's only swim if we want that. Um, all different kinds of awesome stuff with wagon rides and things. So that would be at Brushwood Folklore Center. And you can find information out about that at brushwood.com and then do a search for Women's Weekend. It might be just Women's Dash Weekend, but I don't have the exact address. I will drop it in the comments afterwards. And I guess that's it. But are you guys ready for harvest? You ready for llamas tomorrow? Let me know if you watch on the replay what is going on with you and what you need right now. And let me know if you are looking forward to harvesting stuff, because that's what we're going to be focusing on the channel for the next little bit, is harvesting herbs and identifying herbs and things like that. It's something that I typically do every August. So we'll see if I can come up with some new cool videos for all of you about how to preserve the herbs that you are able to collect. So thank you so much, both Rachel and Sonia, and all of you who watch it on the replay, and many blessings to everyone. And I'll see you guys real soon. Check out videos, should be up on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I usually go live on Sundays at 2. Talk to you soon. Many blessings, tribe.